they should give you a shot, and you will prove it to them, and you will learn, and you will do all of this. Nobody can say no to a person that goes ahead and says like they're gonna learn everything, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that, they're gonna blah 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 blah, they're gonna do more what they're expected from, and all these things. If you go with that attitude of doing a lot more than you're asked for, you're never gonna get rejected. You always want to focus on your strengths. There's actually no way for me to actually give the same attention to the $1 million client and to the $500 million client. Yo, what's up? So today, really interesting. I'm gonna show you a cool mini session I did with an intern today, and I showed him kind of a bit of a strategy we need to go through and kind of what I do in order to train my people to start thinking more strategy-like and start becoming more overall vision people. Is I tell them what is the client that we're gonna do the strategy for. I tell them some details. I don't give them much, and I just put them to go and actually develop a strategy by themselves. Then we're gonna have a meeting in which I have already developed my strategy, bounce off meetings, make them think, make them rock, and who knows? I mean, the little you know, like in a really short period of time, they're gonna really get good. So this is a really, really good way to train people, I believe, and it's actually it's time convenient. It's everything. So we're gonna go into that right now.
Surprise, motherfucker.
First prize, motherfucker. Supplies, motherfucker. Some fries, motherfucker.
Subscribe, motherfucker. So they're a SaaS company, software as a service.
Okay.
SaaC. Which means they sell software, which means they have 100% margin. Which means if they make $1 for every $1, they're good. Because this is a monthly membership program, a monthly membership service. So that means if we spend $1 to acquire a customer that's gonna stay at least 2 months, they've already made $2, even though they made like $1 off the bat or whatever it is. So our main goal with them is, one, to get as many people that are business owners or marketing and decision makers people and e-commerce and business owners, like small to medium businesses,
Okay.
even large, to get into the free plan, like free 30 days to try it out. And we're gonna do that by, one, having promoting ebooks on 15 things to improve your conversion rate on your website. And at the end, we're gonna be like, okay, and if you want to get all of those and actually implement them on your website, we have right? So that's basically the gist. And the other one is basically, hey, if you want to improve your conversion rate, blah 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 blah, 30 days free.
Okay.
So that's the two main approaches we're gonna do. Of course, there's tons of others, but that's the two main ones. In order to get people to the only goal that we have, which is getting them to sign up for a free account, which works like this. You're gonna go to pricing, or you can sign up from the homepage as well. It doesn't matter. And you're gonna select what tested views do you have. How this works is, this is a software that allows you to test things on your website. For example, you have this page on your website and you want to test how does it work if you have the red button or the white button. You can test that in two variants of your website and send 50% of your traffic here and 50% of your traffic here without them knowing. And you're gonna see which one performs better. For example, you may have a landing page. You're familiar with what a landing page is, right? You have a landing page, and one says benefit 1, 2, and 3, and the other one says benefit 4, 5, and 6. Different benefits of the same product. You can do an A/B test. That's what it's called, A/B.
Okay,
Compare A to B, and see which one performs better. That's how you know, You can do the same thing with the ads. You can, for example, you can test an ad with a button and an ad with no button, an ad with a headline, an ad with different headline. And because it's the same and it's sending to the same audience, you can see which one is better. This means that if you want to test the button 1 versus button 2 with 50,000 people, you're gonna need 50,000 views. If you're like or whatever it is, and you want to test it against like 1 million people, be my guest. You're gonna get the 1 million plan. Got it?
Yeah.
So based on how much you need to test, or like what volume do you have, we're gonna choose your tested views. Then you're gonna start a trial, and then like you can even do this. You can start a trial, mess around with the dashboard in the back end, and see how it looks. So that's kind of the basic gist. Does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Okay.
And we need to find ways, and creative ways even, to get people to sign up. Their customer avatar is, like I said, e-commerce businesses in the US, small to mid, even to high businesses.
Okay.
So that means you can do like job title targeting, like employers targeting and all that stuff. And in regards of what we do to get them into the funnel, which is the funnel is get them to the homepage or to try them to sign up, whatever. We can use ebooks. We have certain things like see how your website it's optimized, and you put your website in and it's like a test, and they give you like 5 tips, you know, so those kinds of things.
Do they have this kind of
Nice. Yeah, you can see those in the customer description and client avatar.
I've seen it, but they didn't.
Yeah, there's like 3 things you can use. Like this is a test for conversion optimization. Then there's like different thing, like you put your numbers in, like how much you make per customer, how many minutes of visitor you have, and then it tells you if you improve your conversion rate by 1%, how much money you're gonna make. And it makes sense because if you have like 1 million visitors to your website and you improve your conversion rate by 1%, you make like $100,000 more or something, right?
Yeah.
So they essentially logically rationalize the cost of the product.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because if I can make you 100,000 and I charge you 1,000, it's like okay, right? But if you only see 1,000, like that's expensive. Get it?
Exactly.
So that's kind of the deal. What I want you to do is look at the drive folder, client description, customer avatar, like read it, try to get a gist of it, and note down all your ideas, because they may be incredibly awesome or not, but like I don't care. I just want to hear them. And tomorrow you're gonna come with your ideas. I'm gonna come with my strategy. We're gonna twist them a bit, and then we're gonna implement the ads for them. This is I'm doing this because I want you to see how it works. Then when the other client comes, you're gonna work alone on that.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
But that one is a lot easier than this one. This one is pretty complex. Like it's SaaS. It's like you need to be smart about this. This doesn't work like sign up now. Doesn't work. You need to be smarter. You need to get people with an ebook, then we target them, and maybe do something different, and maybe get people to a case study. If they have visited your website and haven't signed up, maybe get them to a case study. I don't know, right? Maybe send people that work at big corporations to case studies about like Samsung and all these things, because they have case studies with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like the normal thing would be like if the person didn't buy or didn't sign up and they have visited your website, send them back to sign up, right? That's like the normal thing you do. That's the easiest one.
Yeah, but you have to give them.
But why wouldn't they sign up after they have visited? What's wrong? They either don't think it's valuable enough, they either think it doesn't work, or they, whatever it is. Put down the objections that you think they may have and send them to the right pages that you think will work. Also, if you can get somebody, okay, I will show you right now. What I want you to see if this works is go to the ads manager of the account, and you can ask anybody. You can ask Silvio to give you admin access to, and get someone to help you figure out the columns. You know what I mean? The columns that show you like click, conversion, all that stuff. Figure that out. because we have been doing some ads in the past and some things have been working. So look at the last 6 months or like 12 months, whatever it is. Figure out the columns. Like the ad account is called get somebody to help you because it doesn't work right now. And look at the past. Look at what has worked. Because I think I tried that thing with sending people back to the case studies and it worked. But like, how did it work? Like, get some ideas from that. Okay?
Okay.
And that's it. By the way, I'm probably gonna do a Q&A session in the next couple of vlogs. So if you have any specific questions you want me to answer, if you have any specific things like situations, things you're going through or like you're trying to accomplish, anything really that I can give some value to, answer those in the comments in the next couple of vlogs, and I'll make sure to get to those in the next Q&A that I'm gonna do, okay? Also, for those of you out there that are looking to start into something, to start either working into a certain domain or start working and learning into a certain company, I think I'm gonna give you my best 3 kind of things to think about. I hate the word tips. I'm gonna try to use it as low as I can because I don't really like the word. I think it means a shortcut and I don't like that. Getting back, I'm gonna give you my 3 tips or things to think about or whatever it is to get an internship anywhere. And let's kind of dive it in. So I think the first thing would be to be positive. There's no bigger turnoff than having someone in an interview and seeing them being negative and being all grumpy and thinking bad about life. So that's tip number 1. Thing number 2 would be try to do your research beforehand and try to learn as much as you can about the company and about what they do and where is that place where you can add value, right? Try to understand what their struggles are. Try to understand what are people that are working there doing. Understand as much as you can and go there with a knowledge of what that looks and know the company, know their history, know their clients. Everything that you can know shows respect. And it's actually a really, really good thing to do. And number 3, I would really play, especially if you don't have experience and you wanna intern or you wanna get hired into a position that you don't have experience for, I would really push on the fact that they should give you a shot and you will prove it to them and you will learn and you will do all of this. Nobody can say no to a person that goes ahead and says like they're gonna learn everything, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that, they're gonna blah, 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 they're gonna do more what they're expected from and all these things. If you go with that attitude of doing a lot more than you're asked for, you're never gonna get rejected. And if you do, it's their loss. So that's kind of 3 things to think about. Now, a 4th thing, and this is actually what to do in order to actually get the job afterwards or keep the job, is always do more than you're asked for and think of how you can take things off somebody else's plate. So here's what I mean. When your boss or your supervisor or your manager asks you to do something, do it better than they expect. And second, don't ask them a million things. Try to figure it out on your own. Go research, go on YouTube, go on Google, figure it out, ask other people. But never ask the person that gave you the task, because the sole reason that person gave you the task is to know that task is now out of their plate. So be a learner, figure things out, and do more than you asked for in order to keep and actually get the job afterwards. And for the interview and for applying for an internship, number 1, be positive. Number 2, I forgot what it is. And number 3, number 2 is understand the company, understand them as much as you can. And number 3, really push on the fact that you will learn, you add value, you will help them a lot, and they will not be able to say no. Today we're gonna talk about the 5 things I wish every 20-year-old should know when they're starting out in their life, in their business, in whatever it is. My name is Catalin. I'm from Bucharest, Romania. My door is ringing right now. I'm an entrepreneur. I own a media company called Increase Media.